Hello. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your attention. I'd like everyone, please, to be seated. We'll be shortly starting with our guest speaker for this evening. That includes those people sitting on the bench as well. Hello. Right, so today is our third day of Ramadan Tent project, and I'm glad to have our first guest speaker for today, Julian Bond, the director of the Christian Muslim Forum. Julian actually was recommended by many people to come and attend and speak. I've heard many good things about Julian. Lovely speaker, lovely human being, and actually plays testament to what we're trying to do here today, and that is bringing people from all walks of life, different faiths, Muslims, non-Muslims, the homeless, the public, the local community coming together. So I'm really glad to, I'm quite humbled and honored to present now Julian for you all to speak, to say a few words, and then we'll be breaking fast together, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Good evening, and assalamu alaikum. And Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you.
It's good to be here. I didn't make it last year. The organisers were very keen to have me, but I don't live in London, so it doesn't always work out. Ramadan is a very important time, as I'm sure you know, and it's a great opportunity to find out a bit about Islam, get to know British Muslims, and have a British Ramadan. I think last year was a great year for the British Muslim community, particularly with Channel 4's Ramadan season. I don't know if you saw it. It was on every day during Ramadan, and one of the things that we learned recently is that it was the most complained about programme on Channel 4. For some reason, people took issue with the azan being broadcast in the morning, and they put in a lot of complaints. I'm not sure if they actually watched it, but if they did, then I think they would have seen the beauty of Islam. They would have got some insights, and maybe they would have thought, well, perhaps we don't need to complain about this. We should be saying good things about it. Ramadan's a very special time for me because a few years ago, I went on itikaf retreat in a mosque in Nottingham with my colleague who is an imam. And I spent 2 days in the mosque in seclusion in the heart of the Muslim community in Nottingham. And it was a very deep and intense experience. I think I arrived on just the right day as the last 6 of the Quran was being recited. So for those of you who aren't Muslims, you may or may not know that the whole of the Quran is recited during Ramadan in the mosque, and guest reciters are invited in to recite. There was a really good one from Syria, and there was a young lad of about 14 who was reciting for the first time in public. And that experience of being in the mosque as everyone was focused on the recitation and following the Quran in English myself, sitting at the back, and reflecting on the message of Islam, the revelation that was received at the time of Ramadan. And I think one of the things that we do need to focus on is the heart of our religions. So sometimes we focus on rituals, sometimes we focus on doctrine, whether it's Trinity or Tawheed, or the issues which divide us, and don't get to the heart. So when we can connect with the spirituality of a religion, of a faith, of another faith, then we can begin to see why people are Muslim, why people are Christian, why they go to so much trouble to fast. So I guess I'd also like to encourage people who are not Muslim to share in the fast. And hopefully, if you come to an iftar, then you have been fasting through the day, to get some kind of insight into the experience of fasting and of the the sense of focus that comes through not being distracted by having to cook, unless you're having to cook for your family, like I was this morning, and of all the other changes that come with not doing the things that you take for granted every day, like going to make a cup of tea, reaching for a glass of water, raiding the biscuit tin, and to spend some extra time in prayer. And I think people often don't associate Christians and Muslims with prayer. They associate us with other things, difficult things, maybe negative stories. But the whole business of prayer is less public. So I think people need to know that we are praying, and that we are praying for blessings on each other, that we're praying for blessings on this city of London, on the Muslim community, on the British community as a whole. And Ramadan is a time of peace also. It says in the Quran about not fighting during the sacred months. So I've been reflecting on why we should be saying more about peace during Ramadan. Often our countries are at war, there is violence, but we need to work for peace. So hashtag Ramadan Peace, please get tweeting and think about how you can be a peaceful person to your neighbour, whatever faith they may be, and to show the love and the peace that should come through the practice of Ramadan. I expect my time is about up now, so it's really good to be here. Really good to see some friendly faces, familiar faces around the banqueting roll. And I pray for blessings on you and your families and your communities today and for the rest of Ramadan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julian. What is important